Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Handikapable podcast with your host, Josue Maya. And today I have a very special guest, my friend Nikki from the UK. She is
Hey.
she is my friend, and we met on Facebook. So I'm gonna be interviewing her because, like me, she's disabled, but it's a little bit different, ladies and gentlemen. No, I'm okay, party. Um, Sorry about that, peoples, but okay. Mm, hi, Nikki. How are you doing today?
Hi, Osway. I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm great.
Good. Nice to be here. Thanks for having me.
No problem. No problem. It's always a pleasure because we've been trying to get this podcast going for a minute, haven't we? We were trying to get connected.
Yes, for about a week now, I think.
Yes. So now that I got you on here, and feel free to drink your water, do whatever you need to do because
Thank
this
you.
this is a anything goes podcast.
Okie doke.
Okay, so the first question I'm gonna ask you: do you miss being normal, or has the stroke made you different? Do you have you got used to the stroke, or do you miss being normal? That's what I'm trying to say.
Um, yeah, I miss being fully mobile. Definitely. I miss it every day.
Mhm.
I'm getting used to it, but
Mhm.
it's still not easy. I'm 3 years post stroke. And
Right.
it's still not easy. I keep thinking, what's it going to be like in a year's time or 2 years' time? Is it still going to be a
Right.
struggle? It's quite a scary thought, really.
So why don't you tell the people that are listening or that are gonna watch it later? Tell them a little bit about yourself before you had the stroke. What did you get into? What were the things you like to do, and has any of that changed?
Okay, so I had my stroke 3 years ago when I was 51, had a large stroke, and I'm still recovering from being half paralyzed, as well as all the other things that happen after a stroke. There's lots of other things that happen, but I'm still recovering. I'm still in the middle of recovery. Before I had my stroke, I was very active. I was always working. I had lots of hobbies like walking, swimming, painting, gardening, and I had my own business, which was a gardening business and a cafe. And that's all changed now. So
So
since my
so
stroke, carry on. Yeah.
so you could say that your stroke took away, but you also gained a lot from having a stroke. Yes.
What have I gained? I've gained some inner strength, the art of patience, determination, things I didn't know. I didn't realize I had so much determination in my personality.
Of
And I
course.
so the things I've lost have been many things. I've lost my business. I can't drive. I struggle to walk. So I've lost an awful lot of what made me me, but I'm just trying to build
Right.
the new me now.
You're just trying to find out a sense of positivity
Yeah, yeah,
through all the drought that you have to go through on a regular basis now.
yeah,
Well, I can say from experience, me having a disability, I've never, I walked in a walker, and the people that watch this understand, because I've told them everything about me, so they know me through and through. But I used to walk in a walker, but I never physically walked by myself. I've always had people holding me or like guiding me, so I've
yeah,
never experienced the actual experience of walking on my own. So I
mm,
don't miss that because, like I told you, like I told you before, I can't miss what I never had.
yeah. I
But
think it's very different, isn't it? Yeah,
you miss all of that. you miss walking, you miss being independent.
Yeah, I do.
And
When when you go through something like I've been through, you grieve. That's
yes,
one of my healthcare people actually explained to me what was going on with my emotions. And
right,
he explained that actually it's a grieving process. You're grieving your old body, your old life.
right.
And it's just the same as losing a loved one. You go through the stages of grief, which are really, really difficult to process. And you go through those every day. So it, I mean, it is getting easier. I'm starting to understand the process and the sort of
I can
what I
tell. I can tell just by looking at you that you struggle just to speak, and people don't
yeah,
don't value that because we struggle to speak ourselves. Like me having cerebral palsy, there's times that I can't even get a word out because my voice is so tight and my body's so tight.
yeah. So
And
tell me, does your mobility get better over time?
no,
No.
actually it gets worse
Does it? Why does it get worse?
because my condition, my muscles tense up and my nerves tense up, so my hands and my muscles turn into cartilage.
Yeah.
They're not muscle anymore. They're just cartilage, so it's hard for me to move. But
Oh my God.
the more I keep moving and the more I keep active, I I'm literally just slowing down the process. I'm
Yeah.
not getting rid of it. I'm just slowing it down.
Yeah.
So through time, my disability is gonna get worse.
Yeah.
But the way I try not to think about it that much. Because if I start thinking about it, then I'm gonna be like, oh, I can't do this or I can't do that, or you know.
Yeah.
So I just go day by day.
Yeah. One day at a time.
Some day, some days I have good days where I pee regularly, and some days I can't, and some days I can't go to the restroom. And I'm gonna be honest, some days it takes me 3 or 4 days just to have a bowel movement,
Yeah.
and that's tough.
Yeah. That sounds painful.
But hey, what are you gonna do? You know, it's life.
Yeah, it's a hard life being disabled.
Yeah,
It is. It's not easy. I'm finding out.
yeah.
Not easy.
It must be torture for you, Nikki, because you weren't born disabled. See, you were able bodied before you had your stroke.
Yeah.
So you literally have, you literally missed that life. I don't miss it because I never had it. You understand what I'm saying? So for you, it
Yeah.
must be like, oh my gosh, I wish I could just get up and run. Or I wish I could just get up and walk out of here. And I don't want people helping me. I'm sure you don't want that. I'm sure you want to be as independent as possible.
Yeah, I totally. When the hardest thing for me has been losing my independence right from the start, from day
Right,
one, having decisions made for me, having things, my life get feels like it was actually what I felt like was someone was chiseling away. Like if I was a bit of stone, there was like an
right,
artist with a chisel and a hammer, and they were knocking big bits of me off. And I just felt like that was happening on a daily basis. There'd be another thing
right, right,
I
right,
couldn't do, or I lost my business and
right,
I can't drive, and all these things just
right.
kept coming at me, and I was just like, it made me really angry and really defensive. So when someone made a decision for me without asking me, or
Oh, don't I know that one? I know.
does it make you angry? I get really
Yes,
defensive. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, because not only, and I'll tell you from experience, not only do we take away, not only do we not have our legs, but you're also making decisions for us.
Yeah.
You might as well take away our balls, or it's like, I mean, I'm sorry to say it like that, but it
You're
is what,
being castrated.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. It's like it's like being castrated. I'm not a man anymore because I can't. I literally cannot make. I can make decisions, right? But not big decisions, right? You understand what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
people let us make decisions, but they don't let us make big decisions.
No, everyone's trying to protect you all the time.
Yes.
Do you think it's more difficult or much more difficult? You must have different problems being a disabled man to being a disabled woman.
Oh, I don't know how it is to be a disabled woman, but I do know how it is to be a disabled man because we might be disabled in our bodies, but our mind isn't disabled. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
everything works upstairs, so my mind is able body, but my body isn't. You
Yeah.
understand? That's a struggle in itself, and people just don't understand that it's like sometimes I'm like, man, I wish I could just move out and have my own life and have my own freedom and being able to
Yeah.
do what makes me like happy. And it's like I stopped thinking like that because I consider my life a blessing because a lot of my friends aren't alive anymore. And you know what I mean? Like they're gone. They're not here no more.
Yeah.
And they died young. They died 20, 25. They died young.
Yeah.
And I I see that we have a lot of similarities, me and you, Nikki. And you know we
Yeah.
do. We have a lot of similarities. We have to answer to people. And we don't like to answer to no one.
No, bit
You
of a
understand?
rebel.
You know? We are rebels. We don't like to answer to no one. But we
No.
have to. You see
Well,
what I'm
I
saying?
do I miss taking risks a lot
Right,
and being spontaneous.
right,
That excitement you get out of life from just doing something really spontaneous and maybe something really risky. Of
right,
course,
right.
now it's like I have people around me that are protecting me all the time, but they're actually also protecting me from myself.
Right, right. And here's the thing. There's a such thing of protecting and overprotecting.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, that's
There's a
real.
difference because they already took away our legs. You're already taking away our freedom too. You might it's like at a certain extent they do take away our freedoms.
Yeah,
Not all the time because I do make decisions and I can't go anywhere. Like if I want to I'll go somewhere. But like if I want to go to Mexico, like let's say next weekend, I can't do that because somebody has to physically like take me and stuff. And
mm.
I mean, I can't do spontaneous things like, oh, today I'm gonna go here. I can't do things on the fly, and
Yeah,
and we can't do that. We lost that luxury when we became disabled. Well, I was
yeah,
already disabled, but you lost the luxury a long time ago. And
yeah.
Nikki, you're a trooper. You're a soldier because when I met you, I felt connected somehow. I don't know. It's like
Yeah.
you see what I'm saying? And well, tell the people what are your hobbies besides painting? Do you like anything else? Do you write? What do you do?
I I
What do
don't. No, I
what,
don't write. I don't write very much at all. I occasionally do my journal and I do my gratitude every day.
yes.
Do you do that? Yeah, I know you write a
I
lot.
write a lot. I stay writing. I write my manuscript because if this podcast thing doesn't work out, I at least have something to fall back on and show the world the true side of having a disability because not a lot of people tell you the truth. Not
Yeah,
a lot of people tell you the truth about having a disability. They don't show you the pain. They don't show you what we go through. You understand what I'm saying? If
yeah.
people glamorize it, people are like, "Oh, they're soldiers, they're troopers, they're a symbol of hope." Does it look like we're a symbol of hope? Does it look like we're a symbol of hope? We barely
Well,
have a we barely have hope for ourselves,
We're
you know?
barely surviving, aren't we?
Yeah, and it's like, oh, you're simple hope. You're so special. I know I'm special, but don't tell me I'm a symbol of hope because that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, yeah. So when someone says you're a trooper or I don't know, a
I mean,
hero,
I'll take the compliment, Nikki. Believe me, I'll take it and be like, I appreciate it. But I'm like, okay, you're looking through the outside. How's it go? On the outside looking in. You're not in
yeah.
my shoes. You don't know what it is to get up every day. You don't
Well,
know.
it is so much pressure, and it means that you feel less able to break down and have a
Yes.
bad day. And sometimes you just have to give in to those bad days. But if everyone around you thinks you're a trooper and a fighter, you're not allowed to stop fighting. And some days you just need to, don't you? You just need to go with it. And
Ooh, don't I know it, man?
yeah,
I stay fighting. I stay being strong. But some days I wake up and I'm like,
fuck it.
what the hell? Like, yeah, like, what the hell am I doing here? Like
Yeah.
I watch a lot of Rocky motivational videos
Do
because
you?
that movie motivates me like crazy when I'm
Yeah, I
feeling
like the Rocky films. They're quite good, aren't
when I
they?
when I'm not feeling motivated, I throw on a clip of Rocky and I'm ready to go. Like,
I tell you, the music I love Ice Cube.
oh, Ice Cube, yeah.
I love hip hop. That gets me out of bed every morning. I have my hip hop. I
Oh,
find it,
I can't live without Eminem, man. That's my dude right there.
yeah, yeah.
Eminem is the greatest of all time. I don't
He's
care
a bit.
who.
He is actually one of the most talented people.
Do not know it. And he has the greatest teacher of all time, Dr. Dre. If you got
Yeah,
Dr. Dre behind you, boy,
I
he
do like Dr. Dre. Yeah.
and
What are
see,
you following the Diddy case at the moment?
I think that I laugh because that boy is cooked. Okay, he's
Do you
cooked.
think he'll get away with it?
No,
No, you
no,
think he's no, you sure?
no. Because
Because
look,
the Americans are very famous for letting
no,
anyone get away
no.
with shit.
Because look, he could have got away with it, but a key person spoke. Justin Bieber spoke.
Oh, did he?
And Justin Bieber finally gave his testimony, and that was it. That was the nail in the coffin because Justin Bieber knows a lot about Diddy. Everybody knows everything about Diddy, but they held back because they were afraid of him.
Yeah,
But now that they see that he's just a human, just like everybody else, they're telling on that.
they're all coming out, aren't they?
Yeah, they're telling on him like there's no tomorrow, and that boy is cooked.
So next week they think they're going to come back with a what do they
Uh,
call?
I think Diddy. I think Diddy either is gonna have to do some time, which is mandatory at this
How
point.
do you think he'll get on in prison? He'll probably be quite powerful, won't he?
Hey,
He'll he'll get drugs and women into prison. That's for sure. I think.
there's a lot of powerful people locked up, and
Yeah,
they still can move mountains. Even though look at El Chapo, look at how he was, and look at Pablo Escobar. They were big time dope dealers, and they can move mountains, and they were
yeah.
locked up. They were literally locked up, and they could still give orders like if
So
they were.
do you walk over there? You is the case getting a lot of publicity?
Yes,
Yeah,
and I think that's what Diddy's counting on. He
yeah,
wants people to see that. He wants like he has super fans that don't believe nothing and they support him and all that stuff. So
yeah,
just like I'm not a fan of him, there's a lot of people that are fan of him that don't believe nothing, that it's the media doing all that. But
yeah,
he got caught on video, Nikki. Come on, he got caught on video
yeah.
beating up
Be,
beating up his
yeah,
girlfriend. I mean, come on, how bad do you want it to get?
yeah, yeah. It's not looking good for him. The more I
Not
read
at
about it,
all. Not
no,
at
it
all.
doesn't. No,
But
I think he's been bullying his lawyers because they
of
did
course,
they didn't put him on the stand, and I got this feeling like, oh, maybe they know just because he's really aggressive to them,
Right.
probably best keep him off the stand. I don't
So,
know.
so Nikki, for the people that are watching, tell them about your ritual. Do you have a ritual every day? Do you do like a routine? Do you have like special music you listen to when you wake up? Do you have like a special food that you eat every day? Tell them about it.
Okay, well, my ritual's quite boring. I get up, I have my meds, I have breakfast, I have a muesli, and then I listen to my hip hop or whatever music. I listen to lots of music, but at the moment it's hip hop. I then go down to the downstairs where I have my art room, and I usually spend maybe half an hour in my art room doing some paintings, and
Um,
then I go and sit in the garden and look at my beautiful garden which I've been
mhm.
developing, and there's flowers everywhere. I love it. I love it.
So
So
basically, you're trying to get a sense of normality in your day, even though you're going through so much. You're still trying to do the things that you love, and that's beautiful. That's amazing.
yeah, but I still struggle to do those things. But yes, and I do a lot of exercises. So I have a little exercise routine. I think you call it home rehab,
Yes.
and I do some weights and some stretches, and just I do actually kind of massage my body a bit in the morning.
So,
That
so,
sounds a bit wrong because my
so, it,
muscles are so stiff. I need to loosen them up a
right.
bit. So I,
So, for for um for question, I have a question. Out of all the caregivers you have
yeah,
had, did you ever have a favorite one? Did you ever be like, oh yeah, I want this person or I want this person? Did you
yeah.
did you ever have?
I've I've had so many caregivers. It's actually ridiculous.
Uh-huh.
I've been over cared for. I broke my arm once when I came out of hospital. I had a fall and I broke my arm, and I had two full-time living carers every day. Two of them, so they could do night and day shifts.
So
And I couldn't remember who
mhm.
was in the house half the time, but yeah, I do have my favorites. The two of my favorites are the two ladies I have at the moment. They're brilliant, really amazing. And my favorite is Gugu. She was from
so
Zimbabwe.
so
She's
so
lovely.
on a regular day, you don't stay in bed all day, right? You don't.
No, I don't, because if I stay in bed all day, my body comes back to bite me. I just I my body just gets really like So I
Does it,
get up, do some
mhm.
exercises. I do like to meditate every day, maybe twice a day. I actually have a whole room now, a meditation room, where
Wow.
I know, right? I'm so
So
chuffed.
so relaxed. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, go in there, relax. I've got my candles and I've got my exercise, all my weights in there as well. So I can go in there, do my exercises and meditate.
And I'm sorry if I touch my face too much. And it's an anxiety thing that I do when I'm feeling kind of it's getting there, but I'm powering through because, like I said, we've been trying to do this podcast or this episode because this is gonna be a very special episode. You're gonna be my first official guest on this podcast. So clap for Nikki, you guys. Like, no, I can't clap, but here you go. Like, hats off to you, Nikki, and
Well,
you.
no, thank you for having me. You know what? I'm pleased to be part of your podcast. I think it's a great thing for you to be doing.
No,
You,
yeah, and like we're gonna keep it going. We're gonna see. We're gonna see how much we can talk about because I never know when I'm gonna have you again. And I love
okay.
you, Nikki. You're my favorite person.
Oh, bless you.
I have favorite people. You're one of many favorite people I have in my life. So
Thank you.
you're on the list of my favorite people.
No,
And
thank you.
I don't like people. I don't.
No.
People are stupid.
Yeah, I'm finding that out. So one thing
So,
with a stroke is you do tend
so
to,
okay, we talked about the positive
yeah.
about the disability. Let's talk about some of the negative about having a disability. You
Oh
go, you,
God,
you
it's
go
so
first.
many. There's so many things there on that list.
Well, we got time. All right. The floor.
Okay,
The
positive,
floor.
negative things are loss
Yes.
of independence, big on top of my list.
Mm-hmm.
Being not being mobile, definitely top of my list as well. Um, the fatigue, I find fatigue really difficult to cope with. Sometimes that's what ruins my days. It's just I get so tired. And it's not tiredness, it's just so extreme neurological fatigue. It's really difficult to manage, but it just stops you in your tracks. You can't do anything. It's like someone switched a switch off and your whole body and brain just goes from being on to being off.
And do you get a lot of depression? Cause I do.
Yeah, I do get depressed. Um, when I first had the stroke, afterwards, I was quite suicidal, but
Mm-hmm.
that sort of came and went, and I filled that. I helped myself there by trying to become grateful for what I did have.
Mm-hmm.
I was in hospital and I saw lots of people. First of all, I realized that a lot of people don't survive strokes, and I was actually very lucky to survive. And secondly, I could see people that had double the amount of paralyzed limbs than me. They were paralyzed both sides, and I saw most people lost their ability to speak. Some people lost their eyesight as well. So I just thought, actually, I became grateful. That was right after being quite suicidal. I became very grateful. And
Not
that's really helped me through my depressed times.
not to sound too cliche, Nikki, and not to sound too corny because I or too mushy,
Okay.
but I believe God kept you around because He knew that I was gonna come into your life.
Did
Because He knew that just like me, that I
okay.
have a disability and I have my dark days, I could be your light. I could be your motivation. Like I could pick you up, even though I'm disabled myself. I'm not gonna let you fall because I could say it loud and proud that I love you very much and you're one of my best friends and
No.
and I'll say it so it could be concrete on the podcast forever. If you ever need anything or if I can help you in any way, just ask because that's what true friends do. I mean,
Yeah.
you saw me at my lowest. You always check up on me. And there's people that I've been knowing for years that don't even check up on me like you do.
Yeah. Oh well, look, that's nice. I think Facebook just throws you a lucky person sometimes. I just saw you on Facebook and I just knew we'd get on. I saw some of your writing and I just thought, wow, that's amazing. I think I read a poem that you'd put down and I just added you as a friend and I kind of knew we'd get on. And I think we do have so much in common and we do
No,
get on.
but we get along because pain pain is neutral. Pain is like the same pain that you go through is the same pain that I go through. We both go through pain and we understand it too well. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
Pain is like pain is like uh normal to us at this point. It's normal. And for some people it's not normal, but to us we integrated it in our lives so much that
can I ask you, how do you deal with your depression? How do you manage it?
I write.
You write, yeah.
I write or I reach out to you or I talk to my friends or I
Yeah,
but you could tell when I write something, you could tell how I'm feeling. Cause when I write, I don't write with a filter. You understand what I'm saying? Whatever
yeah.
whatever I write because the paper the paper or the notepad or whatever is the most honest place that you will
Mm.
ever be honest with yourself.
There's
Because
no judgment, is there? You can
there's no
say whatever
there's
you
no
want.
there's no
Yeah,
judgment. You could say whatever. You could hate the person. you can hate whoever you want in your writing. Although I don't put people's name in it because I don't believe in that. I do
Mm.
I do disguise it by throwing a little bit innuendos. And if
Few
it
anagrams.
and if it hurts whoever reads it, then guess what? It was meant for you, you know? If it hurts your feelings with the way I write, then I must have been talking about you. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If it doesn't, then keep it moving.
Yeah.
Tell me I did a good job and let's keep it. You see what I'm saying? Like for me, Nikki, when I met you, I just knew that we were gonna click because you showed me pictures of your stroke and all that, and I'm like,
Oh,
and I was like, wow, how she got to be the bravest woman I've ever seen because to be cut open like that on your head, dude,
yeah.
that takes that takes some balls, yo. Like
Yeah.
you understand what I'm saying? You got and to survive it, cause
Yeah.
that's your brain. That's your that's up here. You know, that's
Yeah.
that's in your head. One false move and you'll be dead. Like you understand? You'll be dead.
Well, I don't remember being cut open, obviously, but I do remember the morning in the hospital where I knew I was going into the operation. And well, this was to have the bit of bone put back in my head.
Were you scared?
I was shitting myself. I was really scared, but all I really wanted was a cup of tea. But I wasn't allowed to have a cup of tea because
Right, right,
I
right,
was about to be anesthetized.
right, right.
But yeah, I was scared. But obviously, the first operation I had no idea I was actually having a stroke at the time. I
You
don't
didn't feel
remember
it?
that day at all. I know I went to sleep in my bed alone in my house. And the next thing I knew, I was in a hospital with half my skull removed
What the? So
because
you
I don't remember anything in between because I was really ill and I was having a stroke. My brother found me, called 999. They took me to hospital. I had a scan. They took me to another hospital. I had an operation.
so
So really, all that happened, and I didn't remember any of it. I do remember going to bed that night, and then the next morning I woke up in hospital with my head open.
that must have been traumatizing as shit.
Yeah, I do think that I'm still traumatized, but more so from living in a hospital for 6 months. That was hell on earth.
Do you have trouble sleeping?
I do, yes. Sometimes, not
Do you?
every night, most nights.
And I ask you this because I have trouble sleeping myself. I can't tell you how many times that I have to stay on my phone because I'm not sleeping, and it's not because I don't want to. It's just that my body is telling me, "Hey, it's time to get up," and it's not daytime. It's not already time to go to sleep. So, and my body is always constantly working because my brain is always a mile a minute. You understand what I'm saying? I'm always thinking.
Yeah. So your mind keeps you awake.
Yes,
I have to admit, sometimes my brain's like that, and I hate those days. It's like a wild animal in there that I need to tame. I just
I tried listening to white noise. I
yeah.
I
Did
tried
that
listening
work?
to soothing. No, I tried
No.
to all kinds of sounds. Nothing works. But I did find that if I turn on my favorite TV show, like on my phone, and leave it next to me, I fall right asleep. And
Yeah.
I'll tell you why, because it feels like they're in the room with me,
Yeah.
and I feel comfortable enough to fall asleep. And it's crazy because I can't sleep without my show. Like I have to have my show on the background when I fall asleep.
Yeah, I fall asleep with the television on a lot as well. I think it's the sound that I like. It's soothing.
Because people have asked me like, hey, it's not good to sleep with your phone on, and I'm like, Well, that's the only way I'll fall asleep because
Yeah. Have you ever tried box breathing? I find that really helps me.
I don't know what that is. What is that?
It's just a breathing technique. It's very simple. You just if you Google it, it's called box breathing. And it
Right?
really relaxes your system and it really helps your mind calm down. It's very simple breathing technique, but it is good for relaxing.
I feel like, and I talked about it in my last episode. I feel like the only time I was calm is when I don't know if it was a dream or I was awake or I was half asleep, but God came to me in a dream
Mm.
and he told me to stop drinking. That I,
Oh right.
but no, but here's the thing: when he was talking to me, I felt so calm and so relaxed. I've never felt that feeling again. It's like a big blanket of just
Yeah.
like a deep breath of just peace. You understand?
Yeah. Yeah.
And he
I've never had God speak to me.
and
Not
no,
not
and
yet
it's not,
anyway.
it sounds like I'm off my rocker, but I know what I felt and I know what I felt in my heart. I know it was him because I felt peace. You understand?
Yeah.
And they say you're not gonna be able to feel peace until you leave this earth. I felt like I was reborn that day because I used to be a heavy drinker. I used to drink a six pack a week on vacation. Like
Okay.
every 3 days, I would drink a six pack or whatever. But to me, that's a lot because I drink a lot. I drink a lot. So that day, we had just got to Mexico, and I said to myself, "Man, as soon as I get up, I'm buy a 24 pack. I don't care who's drinking, who's not drinking. I'm gonna get blitzed. I'm gonna get off my mind. You know what I'm saying?" But I went to sleep, and God came to me and told me, "Hey, you don't need to drink, and you don't need that." So ever since then, I haven't had a drop. I,
Oh wow, well done. So did you just go cold turkey?
yes,
Yeah, and you didn't find that a problem?
no, because you told me to stop.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. Good story.
And it was a moment of peace. You understand what I'm saying? It was
Mm-hmm.
peace that you'll never feel, Nikki. You understand?
Yeah.
You'll only feel it when you're gone. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's like he gave me a preview of what peace feels like. You understand what I'm saying? And he gave me that preview, so I'll stop drinking. He's like, okay, I gave you a little uh, piece, so stop drinking. And you'll keep going and get that piece. You understand what I'm saying? He gave me like an incentive. Like
Yeah.
you see what I'm trying to say? Like
Gave you a bit of inspiration for life.
yes,
Oh, hello. Sorry.
and that's what it is to be disabled people. The camera's not always gonna stay up, so please excuse Nikki. She's disabled like me, and we have hiccups, and we got people interrupting us, but we're gonna still keep doing it because we love doing this and we love talking to each other. And I believe we all find our own dysfunctional friend. And I believe I found mine and I believe she found hers. Cause I'm a nut off my rocker. Y'all know me.
Yeah, dysfunctional friends are the best. We all need one or two of them, don't we? Mine is
So,
my friend Kate.
so Nikki, so what's your favorite? Hmm. We already discussed that you like painting. We already discussed that you like swimming.
Yeah.
What would you like to do that's so spontaneous that you would want to do it even though you know you can't? What would be the one thing that you'll be like, fucking, I'm gonna do it anyways?
Well, I'd like to jump in my car and drive to see my friends in. Most of my friends live about an hour's drive away, so I miss them a lot. No, maybe like 4 hour drive, so it's quite a drive. So
So
they don't come here enough for me
they
to
don't
really.
come, they don't come and see you, Nikki.
No, they do, but not enough. You know, when your friends live near you,
Right, right, right.
you can see them a lot, and you get into a thing, and I don't know, you just get into a rhythm, and I don't
Yeah,
see them enough. I would love to do that.
I had
Yeah.
this I had this friend that he was my next door neighbor for the longest. You know, we did everything
Mm.
together. We smoked weed, we drank, we did everything together. And he moved, and if you know, he lives far away now, and I miss him. Like his
Yeah.
best friend, like he's a good friend of mine. He understands that I have spasms. He understands that I don't like fireworks. He understands that I cry out of nowhere sometimes because I'm in pain or I just want to cry. I could watch a video. Okay, look, yesterday it was so random. I was listening to an Eminem song. It wasn't even sad, but just to hear his voice, it kind of made me tear up a little bit because it brings back memories when I was depressed and sad, and I would listen to his music.
Mm.
And he's a big part of my life. He's a big inspiration. He's the reason that I started writing.
Yeah. Well, Eminem, not your friend. We're not talking about
No,
your.
my friend
No.
and Eminem are a big inspiration, but
Oh,
Eminem
okay.
taught me how to write because hey, he writes some of the most li- badass lyrics. He says
He
what
does.
he says. He says what he feels, and I'm like, well, damn it! If he could do it, then I could do it too. So
Do you sing?
no, well, when I'm alone, I don't record myself because I sound like nails on a chalkboard. But when I'm in my room alone, yeah, I do sing along to his music.
Yeah.
My favorite song of his is Stan. It's one of his older songs where he writes a song about his obsessed fan that not all his lyrics are to be taken seriously. Cause
Yeah.
some fans do believe everything that he writes, but it's all entertainment, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, like he's not really gonna like do half of things he says, but the point is,
No. People take it seriously.
it's for
Um, do you like his film 12 Mile?
8 Mile. Actually, it's 8 Mile.
Oh, sorry.
You
Can you
see,
edit that bit out, please?
nah, everything is raw footage. Everything
I
is
just thought he was such a good actor. You know, some
yes,
people just can act even though they're not
it clicks.
trained.
It
He
clicks
just did it so well, didn't he? I just couldn't
because
believe it.
to be an actor, and I'm not an actor, but I know you have to draw from your own pain
Yeah,
because we live in there. We live in pain, Nikki. Every day we have pain, right? So
yeah,
when people tell us, when people tell me, "Hey, Torch, can you write me something? Can you write me something really like deep and meaningful?" Sure, why not? And I write it, and I'm like, here, and they're like, "Bro, this is so deep. How do you do it so fast?" And I'm like, "Bro, because I just draw from my own experiences. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I could write stuff about anything, but this my friend told me she was like, you need to start writing more happy stuff. And I'm like, I can't do that because I rarely have happy moments. And when I do have happy moments, I feel like it's not going to be good enough to write about.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, my pain is what made me a good writer. So if I
yeah.
switch it up and be like happy, nobody wants to read nothing happy, Nikki. Come on, let's be honest. Nobody likes happy poems. I mean, yeah, there's
um,
some people that enjoy them, but like I wrote this one recently, and I'll put it on the. I'll say it right now. I know it by heart because I wrote it. It
go on
goes,
then. Let's hear it if you don't mind.
"Sorry for being me. Sorry for not smelling so good. Sorry for being a bother. Sorry for being in the way. Sorry for having spasms. Sorry for getting startled. Sorry for just being there. Sorry for being me. Sorry for not helping. Sorry for not always being there. Sorry for never being enough. Sorry for everything else. I'm just sorry to be
That's
me.
so sad. Yeah, very sad. I feel that pain.
I'm just sorry to be me. But I write you this letter, and hopefully you can understand.
But you are enough. You are enough and you are incredible.
But I'm not writing. I'm writing it for a little bit from my experience, but I also write it for other people that might feel that way.
Yeah.
Like, you see what I'm saying? I'm not always in a state of mind where, like, I'm negative, but there's so much negativity in the world that there's
Mm,
so much to draw from. Look
yeah.
at look at Justin Bieber is famous, right? Justin Bieber is the most famous person in the
That's
world.
the second time you've mentioned Justin Bieber tonight.
But look, I'm just saying.
I think he's your favorite.
Well, low key, I feel his pain because his music is so sad.
I
His
don't never listen to it
his
actually.
most recent song, "Lonely, Lonely," that's sad. He
Mm,
talks about being famous and not being heard and not being helped. He was famous, Nikki. He's famous, and he still had all the pain in the world. That
yeah.
just goes to show that you could have everything in the palm of your hand, but you don't have something that you always wanted. Peace. Peace.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Because with fame, you don't get peace. You don't have that.
No, and money doesn't buy you happiness. And
It,
that's
it
something.
helps, but it doesn't buy you your
It
peace.
buys you a nice holiday though
Oh
in
yeah.
Mexico, but that's about it.
Oh yeah, that's about it. But like I said, there's so many things that I've written about that people think, oh my god, he's going through so much, and I'm like, bro, I'm not going through it, but listen to, li- pay attention, and I stutter a lot because my mind is 1,000 miles per minute, and I'm trying to catch up, but. I told them pay attention to the words, not just because I wrote it. It's about me. Pay attention. It's about
Mm,
somebody else going through it. And so many people are like, man, I relate to that so much because I post all my writings on this app called Sincerely. It's called Sincerely, and I posted on that, and so many people are like, man, bro, you should write a book with all your poems, and you should put it out there and reach the people who are in pain because you gotta draw. They're like, you gotta draw from your own pain to write this good.
yeah.
And you and among other people, you, my friend Chad, my friend Julia, I got so much friends, but you guys lift me up because I'm like, I can't give up on my friends because if I give up, they might as well throw in the towel themselves. I got so much they got so much faith in me that I can't give up. You understand what I'm saying? Like, even though I want to give up, Nikki, sometimes I think about you and I'm like, man, I gotta keep going for Nikki because she's in her situation and I can't just give up like that. Man, Chad is going through this, but I gotta keep going for him. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm going for y'all.
I understand what you're saying, but that's the pressure again, isn't it? It's pressure
Yes,
to always be there and be strong.
yes, and I put on Facebook. I don't know if you saw the quote that I put. I don't know. I don't know if you saw it, but I said the way you're always there for people, are they always gonna be there for you the same way?
Yeah.
Can you relate to that? Like, you Nikki,
Yeah. Yeah, I can. Yeah.
you
But
Nikki, you're there for people all the time. I can bet, like, you, if they ask for your help, you're like, okay, I got you. Okay, I'll help you. Oh yeah, let's work it out. But when you ask for help, They're gonna be like, "Oh, I can't do it. Oh, I'm busy, or all this and that." See the difference? It's like for me, if you would ask me for help, I would at a drop of a hat. Okay, what do you need? But I'm saying in the figure of speech because I know you love me so much that you would do anything for me because we're good friends. But in the figure of speech, you'll probably be like, "No, I can't do it right now. I'm busy or whatever." Like, you see what I'm trying to tell you? It's not the same when you ask for help, but when they ask for help, they want you to like they,
Yeah.
they want you to jump at a drop of a hat, and that's not the way it's supposed to be. It's really not.
I feel like I can't really be good friends at the moment. I don't feel like I've got, well, I'm finding it difficult to navigate relationships at the moment and to connect with people. I think it's the brain damage. It's definitely changed my personality slightly. I don't feel myself at all. Like, I don't recognize the person that I am now.
So is it hard to be friends with me sometimes, Nikki?
No, not I don't. I'm not counting you because we talk quite a lot. But no, but other people.
Right. And it's hard to be friends with able-bodied people too, right? Because you see, they're like, oh, they're doing everything that you wish you could do, and you're like, motherfucker, God damn it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, with me, we're in the same boat, so we trade war stories. Like, hey, today my back hurts. Hey, my back hurts too. Like, you know what? And it's a beautiful thing, Nikki, because I want my viewers and everybody who watches this video on on their time or whatever to understand that me and you have such a close relationship that it doesn't matter that I'm in Texas and you're all the way in the UK or whatever, we're still close.
I think they understand that now. I think if we've covered that.
They have to, and they have to, and if they don't, fuck them, and they don't gotta understand. But
But I
well,
think making friends when you're disabled is
it's hard.
hard
It's hard
because
because
there's so many barriers.
yeah, it's hard
And
because you don't know if they're doing it in a general way, general.
yeah,
I can't talk general way, or you don't know if they're doing it with an ulterior motive, or you don't know none of that.
no, it's difficult. It's
And you don't,
difficult to meet people anyway, even if
yes,
you're able bodied. It's
because
difficult to make friends.
the first thing they ask you is, "Why are you in a wheelchair? What's wrong with you?" And it's like, I don't want to tell you what's wrong with me. I don't want to tell you why I'm in a wheelchair. I just want to be your friend. I just want to have a normal, non-disabled conversation
Yeah.
because I have a hard enough time dealing with it myself, and I don't want to tell people about it sometimes. Even though I'm an advocate for cerebral palsy, I do talk about it a lot, but I don't want to talk about it like when I'm out with friends.
Yeah, making friends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
do that like in the proper setting. Yes, like on my podcast, talk about it all we want. But out there, when I'm out there eating with my friends, I don't want to talk about that shit. I just want to be normal for once.
Have fun. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because or I could tell you this before we end the episode on a good note. Um, when I'm out in public and I get startled, if you laugh when I get startled, I don't know if you're a good friend or not.
Yeah.
You see, if I get startled and you laugh, not counting you because you'll laugh at somebody falling off of a tree and we'll laugh together. But if you,
Unless it's funny, right?
yeah,
If it's funny, I'm allowed to laugh.
but what I'm trying to tell you is, if you laugh when we jumping, you're not a real friend because a real friend will ask you, "Oh, what's wrong? What did I do wrong? Like, are you okay? Like, do you need a minute or you know what I mean?" They'll ask me, "Am I okay?"
Yeah. It's
That's
like
how.
I remember there was this one thing that happened to me. I was driving and I got into a petrol station,
Right,
a gas station, as you call
right,
them over there.
right.
And my daughter was in the car, and I got out of the car and I went to put fuel in my car. And
Uh,
there's this great big rubbish bin, like it was about 3 foot high. And I walked into it, and as I walked into it, it moved and it fell on the floor, and I fell on top of it. And
oh,
as I went down, I could see my daughter watching me, and she just started laughing. She didn't get out of the car and come and see if I was okay. I was on top of this bin.
wow. She just
She's
thought.
just laughing. I mean, it must have looked quite funny. And when I went to pay for my fuel, I said to the lady behind the till, I said, "Do you have CCTV?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "You want to watch what just happened to me?" And I left the bin in the middle of the gas
Right,
station.
right. But, but you see what I'm trying to tell you? Like when things happen to us like that, you gotta you gotta think about it. People are gonna laugh, or people are gonna be concerned,
Yeah.
and
I
we
mean, she
have to.
was concerned. She was
I mean,
concerned, but
yeah,
she
yeah,
it did look funny for her. But yeah.
but what I'm trying to tell you is my mind. I don't know about your mind, but my mind goes automatically there. Like you're gonna make fun of me, so I
Yeah.
get upset when I get startled because it's one of those things that I hate about
Yeah.
myself. I
Yeah.
hate it, Nikki. I hate it. If I could
What startles you? What sort of things startle you?
suddenness, the sudden noise, like let's say somebody opens
Yeah.
the door and I hear it, like I get startled, like oh shit, like
Yeah.
or
I'm
let's
the same actually. Loud noises do really startle me.
I hate it.
Yeah.
And I try to explain to everybody like, hey, can y'all turn it down a little bit or like can y'all keep it down because I hear double. I hear extra. So
Hmm.
I can hear a pin drop.
Yeah.
Like, and you know, even if they don't talk loud, if you talk to me suddenly, like, let's say it's quiet and you're like, hey, I'm like, oh shit, what you, like, what? Like, you know, I get startled. And,
Do you get tired talking like this on the screen?
um, I'm getting kind of used to it.
Yeah.
But before, when I first started, I would get frustrated because my body would tell me like, "Hey man, it's time to like stop talking," or I would force myself to talk because if
Mm.
I want to be a podcaster, I gotta keep going for long periods of time.
Yeah.
And I do get frustrated, Nikki. Like right now, I'm getting antsy. You can tell that I'm getting antsy, but I love talking to you. And I'll overthrow that because, like I said, you're one of my favorite people, and we've been dying to talk to each other on the podcast for the longest. And you're amazing, man. Just know that you're one of my favorite people.
Thank you. You're amazing too.
And uh,
So we're gonna stop now for a bit.
anything you want to tell the people before we get off for this episode?
Uh, I think just keep supporting Josue in his podcast career because he needs all the support.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it from Nikki herself. Keep supporting my career and my podcast. And for this new episode that'll be uploaded very soon. And we didn't come up with the title, but I will come up for it. Two different disabilities from two different worlds. How about that?
That sounds good. Yeah, that sounds good.
And it was a pleasure, Nikki, and I love you, and I hope we get to do this again.
All
And
right. Well, thank you.
you're,
I'll see what it looks like.
you're welcome on the podcast anytime you want to. You can always come, and we'll set it up again. Okay? It's
All right.
a pleasure.
Okay.
And let me do my intro out, and then I'll hang up.
Okay.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was another episode of the Handikapable podcast with your host, Josue Maya. And this was my friend Nikki. Y'all make sure to show her some love and nothing but positivity in the comments. I'll see you on the next one. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye, Nikki.
Bye, everyone. You take care. Have a good night.
Yes. Bye.
Get some sleep.
Yes.